On this channel, we provide useful programming information with practical code examples. This time, we will discuss @forward in SASS. We will explain @forward in an easy-to-understand way, including practical examples. Enabling subtitles will make the code descriptions easier to understand. In SASS's module system, you use @use and @forward instead of @import. @forward is an important feature for keeping your architecture clean. It is a directive used to expose variables, mixins, and functions defined in other files. Rather than using it by itself, it acts as an entry point specifying, use this module from here. This code means making the contents of variables, SCSS, available for use from other files. @use and @forward are both syntax for handling modules, but their purposes are clearly different. @use is a directive for using items within the file, and @forward is a directive for making items available to other files. @use represents the dependencies necessary for the current file's implementation, whereas @forward makes the file function as a public API entry point. Understanding this difference will help you decide where to use @forward. As you add more SASS files, you may need to write a lot of @use statements. By using @forward, you can centralize everything into a single entry file. In this structure, _index SCSS serves as the public API. Let's look at the basic usage of @forward. Instead of directly @use in this variable, you group them with @forward. At this point, _index SCSS contains nothing, it is simply a relay file. Instead of directly @use in individual files, you only @use the index file that has grouped the @forward s on the consumer side. This allows you to use it as a stable interface without having to be aware of the internal structure. With this design, even if the definition locations of variables or mixins change, you can replace the internal structure without having to modify any code on the consumer side. In actual development, it is common to split variables, mixins, and functions according to their roles. @forward can be written multiple times, allowing you to bundle separated modules into a single public API. Below, we provide examples of mixins and functions and demonstrate a design that exposes them to the outside as a single interface. By exposing only this index file to the outside, you can hide the internal structure and provide a user-friendly interface for consumers. If the same variable or mixin names are defined in multiple modules, you can specify as to at forward to add a prefix when exposing them to prevent name conflicts. With this code, $primary color in variables will be exposed with the following name. This method is a way to clearly define design rules and safely scale, and it's an essential technique, especially in large-scale projects or shared libraries. Modules may contain variables or mixins intended solely for internal implementation. By using hide, you can exclude them when re-exposing and prevent them from being accessed externally. With this configuration, $debug color is valid only inside the module, which helps prevent accidental use by consumers. If you want to expose only certain mixins or functions, use show. By limiting what is exposed, you can clarify the purpose of the module and its design intent. By using show in this way, it becomes clear at a glance which APIs are officially available for use. An important point is that variables at forward ed cannot be used within that file. At forward is only for re-exposing, and using is the role of at use. In module design for SASS, it is ideal to clearly separate the public-facing layer, API, and the implementation layer. At forward defines the public API, and at use consumes it from the implementation side. With this structure, it becomes clear which parts are public interfaces and which parts are internal implementations, leading to better design transparency. At import, expands all imported definitions into the global scope. On the other hand, at use and at forward explicitly expose items and access them through namespaces. Because of this difference, you can greatly improve maintainability and safety by preventing unintended overwrites and dependency confusion. At forward is an important feature that supports maintainable design. By being mindful of what to expose and what to hide as an internal implementation, your style structure becomes safer and more readable. By properly using at use and at forward, you can clarify dependencies and achieve a design that is robust against change. The source code for this video can be downloaded from the official website. If you like, please visit the URL in the description to aid your learning. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.